Hi, everybody. We'll just let everyone's connection sync up properly. We'll give you all a few seconds. The first beer, we'll talk about the Jaipur, but we'll taste Floresta just after that as well. So if you've got the beers in front of you there, like I say, we'll just give it another couple of seconds as you all get connected in properly. Thank you to everyone for joining us this evening. I know apparently there's some football going on too, so it's much appreciated to come and join us and talk through some beers and some Thornbridge Beer Club as well. I can recognise a good few of you on there, some new ones as well. For the new ones and others, my name's James. I'm the export manager at the brewery. We've got Charlotte, our social media coordinator, who's looking after us tonight. We've got Russell, who's our taproom manager. And we're joined by Mike and Lucy, our special guests from Double Barreled. So thank you guys for joining us. As you'll have noticed, I'm sure all of you have opened your boxes. Hopefully have opened all your boxes by now, but the Wilders Folly was our collab, our new collab for this month. And so we're very pleased to be joined to talk about it a little bit. But as always, we'll talk through all of the different beers that you've received in the box. Don't feel obliged to open them all as we go through and drink them all. You can find this on YouTube after, so you can come back and look at them there. But overall, just nice, relaxed. We'll open up the chat on the side, so please pop any questions you've got, ask away, let us know what you're thinking of the beers, any favorites that you had, anything you're excited for. Anything at all, pop it in the chat. We're always happy to answer questions and everything else as well. So first one this evening, I'm sure hopefully most of you, like I say, have opened the boxes already, and you will have noticed a beer I'm assuming every one of you has tried before at some point, but we've gone back to the big bottles. So something we used to do for people who've been fans of Thornbridge for a number of years. When I started the brewery, we were only in the 500ml bottles. And it's something we are now heading back to. So we will keep 330ml core bottles, don't worry. We will have all of our cans and everything else, but we've seen the opportunity to bring back the 500mls. Ever since we had the change, we have had lots of questions about it. When are they coming back? All the different beers people want to see in that format. And so as you've known from the emails about Beer Club, if you've been on your Beer Club members area at all, you can get Jaipur, Astrid, and Lord Marples all in 500ml at the moment. So if you're hankering for that extra bit of Jaipur in there, please make your way over to the members area there. You'll be able to find them. And as you'd imagine, the feedback has been great. So it's really good. I enjoy the 500ml bottles. I've been drinking the Jaipurs at home myself here. And I know going out and about, chatting to people over the last couple of weeks, it's been very nice to see the reactions to it too. So Jaipur, you know, our absolute flagship. Astrid is our hazy, juicy pale ale. So 3.8%, lots of big American hops, fantastically fruity and floral. And Lord Marples, the third one, that classic bitter. So one we typically do in cask. We've, of course, released it in 330ml bottles previously, but we know it just really suits that 500ml format. So being able to put a classic bitter into the 500ml, hopefully is something you'll all enjoy as well, at least as much as I will too. So that one I wanted to mention first. We didn't put it on anything. We wanted to be it to be a little bit of a surprise. Beer Club were the first people to get the return of Jaipur in 500ml. So hopefully you enjoyed having a nice little extra in the boxes there as well. And like I say, we've now got the other two on there. But to talk a little about the other beers, the ones you knew were coming this month, I'll let Russell talk about this. He's come to join us tonight, knows a fantastic amount about our different beers. He's been working in the tap room now for a little while, actually. It's particularly busy, as you can imagine, with the World Cup too. But Russell, please jump on, tell us about Floresta, why you picked this beer you wanted to talk about, and tell us, you know, what you do on your day-to-day as well. Oh, sorry, you're just on mute there, Russell.
Yeah, thanks, James. So, yeah, I picked Floresta to kind of go through this evening. We've had it at the tap room now for sort of the last 3 months or so as a constant sour that we're pouring, and we've just been inundated with people asking us to put it in a can or in a bottle and to package it for people to take home and to enjoy at home. Finally, we've done it, which is great. And yeah, it's just a fantastic sour. Now, 3 or 4 months ago, if someone said that I would be drinking a sour, I'd tell them to do one. It's not my thing, but I particularly enjoy now trying to convert our cider drinkers over to a sour. So yeah, great beer. It's a typical sour kettle sour, as opposed to some of our barrel-aged ones that we do. For me, I think you should get out of the fridge kind of 15 minutes before you're going to serve. It's a kind of 5 to 8 degrees, but if you can kind of get it up between 8 and 9 degrees, then I think you get a little bit more taste out of it, a little bit more on the nose. So without further ado, I'm going to open mine up. And I've opted for a stemmed half glass today to have this one in. And as you can see, really, really, really deep red colour, that one. Yeah, really nice. And it kind of gets thicker as you pour, which is just absolutely unbelievable. But yeah, if you give that a whiff, get your nose right in that. Loads of raspberries, really, really, really fruitful. And then yeah, on the taste, it's tart. It's not too tart. Blackberry and black currants, but there's not an overwhelming amount of sugar in it. But yeah, it's really quaffable for me. Really, really good. I'm really, really proud of Thornbridge for sticking this in a can, because I think it's just a fantastic beer. We use our low colour Maris Otter malt and a wheat malt. Gives it brilliant depth and structure, which is what the beer needs to hold it up as a sour. And to be honest, yeah, we pay a premium for those kind of malts, and it shows, I think. And yeah, all round just a really, really good beer.
Yeah, good. Like you say, the demand to have one of these in can again, one of our sours back after the Arlet as well, has been, very high. We do listen to all the feedback, and particularly Russell is there in the tap room most days, and he's always talking to everyone coming through. So if you get the chance to pop by the tap room and tell Russell your favorite beer you want to see in can, that feedback comes right through as well there. So yeah, thank you, Russell. I'm glad you've been enjoying the Floresta in there too. How did you have any other favorites from this month, Russell, or anything like that?
I'm a particular fan of the Northbridge collab, which I'm sure we'll go through later on. I know we've done it before, so that's brilliant. The Quiet Storm Rage is fantastic, and Mosaic's just a real kind of general hop that I think a lot of people know. It's been fantastic. The peak, I mean, I can go on. I think this month's box was fantastic without the addition of the 500ml Jaipur. So for me, if anyone's started on this box, or if they've got this box, I hope it's really ignited their love for Thornbridge as much as it has me. I mean, I work there every day. You could cut me in half. I think I've got Thornbridge rings in me. But yeah, I think the Floresta is just an addition to it, as something different in the box. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's really, really good. And there's plenty of it available in the tap room to take away. So, if anyone can get themselves down there, get your Thornbridge Beer Club discount as well. We'll happily honour that, and I'll happily have a chat to anyone that can make their way down.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. And of course, the World Cup's on all month as well, isn't it?
The whole month, we're showing every single game on the days that they're on. So we've had all 4 games on now for the last couple of days. And like you say, Brazil are playing this evening, so it's been quite popular. But yeah, we're looking forward to England playing tomorrow night. We think that's going to be slightly more of a crowd in there, and it's going to present its own challenges, but we're looking forward to the excitement that surrounds it.
Yeah, it'd be good fun. Victory, of course, as well against the
Americans. Yeah, I hope so. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, it'd be too hungover after Thanksgiving, maybe, but we'll see. So
exactly, yeah.
And then we've got Tina in there saying, yeah, beautiful color, not face puckering, and a great month as well. Steve, nice head retention. So thanks, guys. I'm glad you're enjoying them there. And as always, if you've got any more questions for Russell while he's joining us here, pop them in the chat, and we'll be able to answer them directly as well. Anything about the tap room, about Russell generally, any interests you've got, please pop them in there. And as he says, he's going to be in the tap room most of the time. So if you do, if you are up in the area, if you're in Bakewell, if you want a pint and a pizza, pop on by and you'll be able to chat to Russell too. And we've got the experiences as well, haven't we? If anyone wants to come around, what days are we doing those at the moment, Russell?
So we're running the Monday to Sunday at the moment. We've ever so slightly changed it. So we've got like a VIP area on our raised mezzanine area. which we're operating our experiences out of. We can hold 12 people on at a time. We're running them up to 4 times a day. So 4 times on the weekend, twice on the weekdays, but we're doing bespoke ones on the run up to Christmas as well. So don't hesitate to get in touch with us and see when we're doing them. If we can book you on, we'll be more than happy. And we'll talk you through the beers that we've got on at current. And at the moment, I'm really happy to say that the line is constantly changing. So 4 cask lines and 12 keg lines. And they're changing quite frequently at the moment because we're getting through a lot of beer, which is great for me. Good. As a manager. But yeah, there's some really, really great beer. I mean, Wilder's Folly is just about to come on to draft there as well, which we're really excited about. We're just getting rid of our Necessary Evil Bourbon on draft, and we're introducing Cocoa Wonderland. So yeah, I could go through them, but it takes too long. You know, we've got fantastic beers on, and they're just constantly rotating.
Cheers. Yeah, definitely. It's like you say, you get the discounts and things too. So yeah, thank you, Russell. And yeah, please, anyone else shoot any questions in the chat there as well. So that kicks us off nicely with a nice sour there, just to start us out, reset the palates maybe after some dinner or what have you too. And we'll continue through talking with the different beers we have there. We mentioned briefly the Quiet Storm series. So this one, you've had a few Quiet Storms already coming through in the Thornbridge Beer Club box, but the Mosaic is really, for me, I'd refer to this often as a bit of a cheat hop because it just packs so much flavor in. We've got a nice mix, I think, already in the Beer Club boxes with the Quiet Storm, where we have, you know, traditional German, more kind of maybe old school Americans as well. We're going to be doing some Amarillo soon. But this one here, the Mosaic, really, you know, like I say, a cheat hop. It's just got so much going on, all that big stone fruit. There's that kind of underlying like pine. There's little bits of blueberry that people often tell me they can find in this one as well. And we've got given this one a slight haze too. So the one thing that we've done with the Quiet Storms, when we've picked out the hops that we want to use, some of them we felt have suited really well to being clear, and some have suited to being a little more hazy as well. So the Mosaic, as you can see, great haze, great shine. It holds that fantastic head retention. We mentioned it with the Floresta, but it's something the brewers always do so nicely, is just have that ability to keep that really tight, foamy head on the top there, keeps that flavor going really well, and it just looks so enticing too. And then, of course, as you smell, like I say, you start to get that stone fruit on the nose, and it does follow through. So there is a nice bite, a little bitterness, not too much. We want to keep it soft. It's not, you know, full New England-esque, just a nice pale ale with a good haze on it. But for me, one of my favorite Quiet Storms already, again, just with that big flavor you'd expect. The minute you see Mosaic, you know really what you're expecting there too. So hopefully people have enjoyed it. Again, please keep them coming in on any feedback on the Quiet Storms. We have started picking out the hops for next year already. So we're working with our brewers who are going out in advance now to all of our hop farmers and, you know, the people we buy the hops directly from, and asking for advice into next year. What's coming up? What's new? What's exciting? What would you like to see us do in this Quiet Storm? As while it's gone down well, you know, with Beer Club and people drinking it, we have found a real interest from the hop farmers themselves. They want to be involved. They see this Quiet Storm series continuing well, so they say, okay, you know, try our latest hop. So we will have some really innovative and fun beers coming through all of next year, continuing the series as well. Rob, there, a question for you, Russell. How do you claim discount in the tap room?
Yeah, I'm just replying now, but in any sense, either seek myself or my assistant Kia, and I'll drop my email address into the chat now, so you can just email me in advance. Let me know you're coming in, and I'll make sure that we're there to greet you and get you your discount as well.
There you go. So a nice Beer Club service for you there if you are heading through. It was heaving the other day for the England match. It was great to see the atmosphere in there as well, especially with so many goals. It always helps too. But yeah, really good in there. Really nice atmosphere. Huge TV, like I say, the pizzas, the beers are flowing as well. How are people finding the Quiet Storm, the Floresta so far? Are we enjoying the beers? Did you enjoy seeing 500ml back? Just let us know in the chat as we come through. As I say, you'll see more beers coming in 500ml into next year as well from there. If there's any really keen on, also let us know. Tom could be quite a favorite Quiet Storm. I think I'm definitely thinking up there. Like I say, it's soft, it's fruity, it's fresh. It does work really well. And instantly it is that mosaic, that big flavor that comes with it. And it's nice to see that comparison again. We've done the Hallertau Blanc, the Full Melon, those good German ones, and then seeing the big New World as well. And really starting to pick out the subtleties too. Green hop beers, we haven't done any this year. So we worked with flash frozen or frozen fresh, sorry, as they called it. So we worked with 2 different American style hops that we bought in. We tried a couple of different ones on cask. I don't know if you maybe had the chance to see them. They were just small batch ones. But we got approached to try them out. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, Simcoe and Cascade for the Quiet Storm. Definitely. Never say never. We will see a good range coming through. But on the green hop ones in cask, like I say, we did just a couple of really small batches with Yakima Chief. They sent us these frozen fresh hops that they'd picked frozen, so they had then we could get them as fresh, basically, in the same way as you'd get, fruits or anything like that. So they wanted us to try it out. It went into cask, and for me, it worked really well as well. So yeah, please, keep an eye out for those on cask while they're still going around. We'll probably look into next year as well. Again, maybe some more British ones this time and just have a go with them. But we've really missed it now with that after doing those ones. Russell's just popped his email in the chat there as well. Thank you, Russell. So again, anyone, drop him a line, see, if you're popping down that way as well. TBC members get a discount on all online orders. Yes, this is actually, Andy, something I was going to mention, but thank you for pointing out. So for Black Friday, we have our big offer, but there is an extra TBC discount for Black Friday as well. So this time you can use both. If you go to the bottom of that email that Charlotte sent out earlier today, you'll see the Black Friday 20% off. So click through there, you can use it right across and use the member discount too. So please, enjoy it while it lasts. Black Friday, certainly something that I know it's come out the last few years, of course, out of the States the day after Thanksgiving, but it's just crazy taking off. I've been waiting for a power drill. And I've sat there for the last couple of weeks. I really need this, but I'm going to wait for Black Friday. So tomorrow I'm going to be sitting there by myself, a very exciting power drill. So it has almost just delved its way into the psyche, really, when you're thinking, especially through November, what's the point in buying anything until that day? So hopefully you find some good ones you enjoy on there too. Okay, nice. Maybe you got a mild-mannered badge for the Wildest Folly. To be fair, often you'd find with a mild, it is lower ABV than the 6.5 we've gone for. But for me, the flavor in it is phenomenal. And thank you there, Tina. You've kind of led right into us talking all about Wildest Folly. So Lucy, Mike, if you don't mind, unmuting and thank you again for joining us. Thank you for putting the beer together with us, and the inspiration for Wildest Folly itself, even down to the name, is from your neck of the woods there too. So if you don't mind telling us about the beer, the collab, you guys yourselves, please tell us everything while we're on here. There'll be questions for you too, I'm sure, as well.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you for having us on. And yeah, I guess it's a wider thank you for letting us get involved and making a beer with you guys. Do you want to kick up talk about us, and then we'll talk about the beer?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Go for it.
Okay, cool. So hi everyone, I'm Lucy. For those of you who don't know us, we're Double Barreled. We're based down in Reading. Double Barreled was founded by myself and Mike when we were planning our wedding back in 2015. We were never really meant to actually do it commercially as a brewery. Basically, Mike was a really keen home brewer, and we decided to gift our home brew to all of our loving friends and family as a wedding favour.
Lucky them. Yeah,
it was a terrible beer looking back. But we called ourselves Double Barreled because I was taking Mike's Double Barreled surname. And yeah, it was all a bit of a joke, but we really loved working together. We had really complementary skill sets that sort of worked, and over sort of a number of years sort of planned out how we could make it happen together, basically. And we launched on our current site just over 4 years ago. So we're still a real tiny baby compared to Thornbridge. But yeah, we're still here and still going. So yeah, that's kind of us in a real nutshell of history.
Nice.
Yeah. But no, as far as the collab goes in a bit. So yeah, the idea was it sort of formed across festival season through the summer, as we were sort of bumping into George and Alan on a regular basis. And I think we came up for Peakender. That's right. We had some beer on at Peakender when we came up, and it was just sort of floated amongst the chat through the fields and stuff like that as to whether we wanted to come up and make a beer. Which, I mean, if somebody offers you a Thornbridge collab, you're going to jump at it, definitely. So we exchanged emails, and the idea of, obviously Thornbridge have got a huge back history of making very traditional styles and then modern variants of, and we are much more known for making sort of new world styles and more modern versions of stuff. So we looked at sort of trying to come up with something that fit the mold across the two. So sort of a modern take on a more traditional style was the idea that we came up with, which led us to mild. I don't really know how that necessarily happened, but yeah, we were looking at a Victorian Ruby mild initially, which is the reason really for the higher ABV on this at 6.5%. It's almost a double mild strength. But yeah, the idea was we were going sort of like a Victorian Ruby mild aspect, loads of malt character to it, and some nice invert sugar in there as well. So yeah, we sort of rattled a recipe together via email. I think, is it Ernest that I think went into this one as a hop?
Yeah, and Whitbread Goldings as well.
That's right. Yeah.
So is Victorian Ruby milds, are they stronger?
Yes.
Or was that the modern twist, is because you just like having stronger beers?
I guess it was a more modern take on an older style. So I can't imagine there's too many bottles of Victorian Ruby Miles still knocking around from the 1900s. So we have to sort of use a bit of imagination and read through the books of the history books of making beer, and then come up with something that, I mean, I think it's fantastic. I don't think it drinks anywhere near its 6.5% strength. It's way sort of smoother. There's no harshness to it at all. The mouthfeel on it in particular, I absolutely adore.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of like caramel nutty sweetness to it is just amazing. I'm really pleased with how it came out.
Yeah, I'd agree. My thoughts with it, like you say, you don't get a big boozy hit or anything particularly at 6.5, but the flavor, the smooth, almost velvety kind of mouthfeel is, it is helped by the alcohol, but it's odd, isn't it? But then it's not boozy, it's not too much at all. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. When we had it out, it was really impressed. Actually, Steve there mentioned the Sarah Hughes as well. Particularly, I know Ambrose was sort of thinking towards that sort of thing as well when they looked at it with yourselves there too. Really, I was really pleased with it when I was drinking it, over the weekend and just sitting down and enjoying it. That flavor, like you say, everything that comes through on it, that from the nuttiness is just really enjoyable as well. So yeah, no, it was good to have you guys up, and for Peakender, like you say, it was really nice to be able to brew a collab with yourselves. Is there anything that you have coming up that you want to tell us about, we should look out for? Are you going to any events? Have you got any big beers coming up? Anything like that, that we can, if anyone's coming by the tap room down your way or anything, let us know.
Well, there's a few things. So specifically this beer, I know we did. So this is a can and keg batch, but I also know there was a cask batch.
Yes.
Brewed, which I know we're getting that. So we've got a joint tap takeover in Reading at one of our local pubs, the Next Head, where I think Thornbridge are taking all of the cask lines and we're taking all of the keg lines. And this beer is going on cask then, which I'm really excited for, because I think whilst this is amazing in can, I can't wait to try this through a cast line. It's going to be fantastic. But yeah, no, other things that we've got coming out. So we've got, well, we're relaunching our website, I suppose. Lucy's been working day and night on sort of re-skinning our website, and that is being launched tomorrow. Is it?
Yeah, we're
Soft launching tomorrow.
Yeah.
Soft launch, maybe.
That's not the most exciting
No,
news.
but with it, but next week with it, we've got a barrel age release of the fourth and final version of our 12% Imperial Stout that we brewed for International Women's Day last year. So that's called Reach. So that'll be barrel age Reach 004. So that's one to look out for. There's not a lot of it, to be fair.
Yeah, it's been one of our sort of most, sort of popular and sought after beers that we've done this year. So that's been really, really nice, because when we first started, brewing, when we were just sort of developing the concept, we kind of launched on a really small scale in our garage, and what that made us think at the time was, what we really wanted to be known for, and what we want our USP to be, is to focus on really lovely fruity sours and delicious imperial stouts, which was great when it was just in your garage and you had a full-time job elsewhere. And then suddenly kind of what we have to brew is range, and we have our core pale of Parker and our local lager Ding, but where we get to really kind of indulge in our original passion, it's what kind of still lives a little bit of a twinkle in the eye, I think is probably the best way to describe it.
Nice. Oh, good. No, it sounds like a nice one to look out for as well. And so that's going live with the web shop, is that, with your new online website then, is that right?
We're going to let the web shop have a bit of testing time in its live state. So that should be launched next Thursday. I think I've given myself that breathing space. Yeah, maybe always a good idea with things like that, but fantastic. So we can keep an eye out for it there next week. That's very nice. I do have to ask, James,
please,
the same paint color as we do, because you're
next to us on our tile, in the gallery, and it looks like you're almost in the same room.
Yeah,
it could be. I'm in the office here. I mean, most of that wall is just all green. The rest of it's white. It's not. I didn't. I do quite like the paint, to be fair, in here, and it is a nice green, which I'd never paint something green, I don't think, but then I moved in, I was like, I really like the green. So
well, we have just literally painted this week.
Yeah,
nice.
Still see the light fittings haven't been replaced. There you go.
A bit dark in here.
I like the contrast with the sofa though. It looks good.
We're still bedding in with it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But yes,
it looks. But yeah, you might well be right about the color of the paint in here too. So, it's like I say, it's quite nice. And so, are you redecorating at the minute then?
Yeah,
we're
just
doing
one wall, to be fair.
Okay.
A full house redecorate.
It's taken me 3 weeks to get to this point. So
yeah, it's a start. Once you've done one wall, then you're on your way. So. We've got Steve, Dudley Winter Ale Festival starting tonight until Saturday if anyone's local. So for Midland craft brewers there, hit Steve up with if you're over that way, Birmingham, Dudley, and anywhere else as well. So yeah, we've got and the National Homebrew Competition will be running there as well. So please head in and check that out. And for anyone else with any questions while we've got Lucy and Mike on, please pop them in the chat there, anything about the brewery, anything like that at all. And so definitely we'll be keeping an eye out for, like you say, the collaborations that you've got for International Women's Day and everything else there too. So I'm excited. One thing to mention as well, when we were coming up with a name for it, we picked somewhere close to yourselves with the tower. Reading the story about Wilder's Folly was a dovecote, which honestly, I don't actually know what that means particularly, but it's basically a big tower near to yourselves that was created, as really a symbol of someone's love originally, and now is in a bit of a state of disrepair. But still, it sounded pretty nice, and I quite liked the name as well for it. So
it's in a really picturesque spot. But with like most things in Reading, and like where you guys are, it's very picturesque if you you look the right way, because behind you is the M4. And sort of the best way to get there is to park in the big IKEA and walk to it. So like, you know, for one sense, it's kind of like, you know, a really beautiful romantic picture. Over time, things have developed all around it, but it still makes for a nice walk. So
yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, to be fair, Google's done it pretty well, because when I looked up the pictures, I was like, oh wow, this is stunning, beautiful. I didn't realize quite the other side of the photos, maybe.
That's where we are. So it's not its fault, but no, it's really nice at sunset and everything. It's sort of you could be anywhere. You just need to, you know, block out the sound of the motorway.
Oh, good. Well, yeah, I definitely have to check it out, and yourself properly, of course, when I'm next down that way too. So
oh, you're welcome anytime. Yeah, our tap room is now open 4 days a week, so it's a little bit more easy.
What days?
Thursday to Sunday.
Thursday to Sunday. Perfect. Yeah. No, I'll have to make my way down there. And of course, there's talk of a return brew as well. So I saw the emails flying around this morning. So for those of you enjoying the Wildest Folly, we're not quite finished yet. So keep an eye out for next year. We'll be doing a return brew too. I imagine Dom probably will be heading down your way, or we'll see who gets down there from the brew team. It's going to be good fun to do the return. I know they'll be excited, and hopefully they'll get to see Wildest Folly as well. So
good shout. I'm looking forward to hosting people down here as well.
Yeah, no, definitely, it'll be good. And like I say, I'll definitely find my way down there to the tap room and to check everything out there too. So but thank you again for joining us this evening and for brewing with us. It was very nice for you to come to Peakender, bring your beers, showcase them, and everything you do is, the reputation is fantastic. So it's really nice to be able to do something and a return brew as well together. So we're looking forward to more in the future. There'll be in Beer Club for everyone else watching as well. So but cheers, and please, if you are sticking around, if not, we'll direct any questions after, but I know people will have some more questions too. But from there as well, just to let you know of the rest of the beers we have in the box tonight. So another one that was a collaboration, not so recently, but a collaboration from a fair couple of years back now. One of our first 440ml cans we ever did was a beer called Thornbridge. So some of you will recognize it, some of you will know it well. We brought it back, and even actually with everyone at the brewery was very excited for this one. It was a firm favorite when we first did this. And so we really wanted the opportunity to do it. We thought, perfect, we're getting into, winter time. Really, it's cold, it's dark. We want some nice big mountain IPA at 7% and a bit, coming in at 7.2. It's got that nice light body to it. So you'll see it's probably not even quite as hazy as that Quiet Storm Mosaic, but it still has that. And the idea of a mountain IPA was to bring together, the East and the West Coast. So it's an American style. You get that like nice bite and bitterness you'd expect from a West Coast style, but you still get that little hazy aromatic with these nice big hops in there as well that you'd expect from that kind of New England East Coast style as well. So the mountains being literally within the middle of it there. We brewed it up with North Brew, and we've known the guys at North Brew for many, many years. We did a couple of different collabs with them over time. Prospero was one just before that we did, a nice pale ale and keg. And so whenever we got the chance to brew up with North, it was always good fun. We knew the team, they'd come out and see us at the brewery, we'd go there. We love drinking in Leeds anyway. And, now they're opening bars all over the place too. So it's nice to be able to brew with them. The name for this, maybe not too original, Thornbridge, as you'd imagine, between North Brew and Thornbridge was quite an easy one. But hopefully people have enjoyed seeing this one return in there as well. Like I say, when you look at it in there, a ramped up Astrid, yeah, I can see that actually, because it has got a little of that softness. And again, on the nose, you just start to get that really nice, just instant, fresh, fruity flavor coming through. And it does follow through. There's a little bit of that West Coast bite, but not too much. It keeps that balance really well in there. And I was very pleased personally when we bought this one back. So knowing we had some cans, knowing we could fill them up, I was, certainly pleased. So like you say, ramped up Astrid, certainly wouldn't disagree with you for that. Okay, Tom's opening a tap room in Birmingham tomorrow, paying a visit. Fantastic, that's good. Hope you have a good trip down there as well. Stephen, loving the 500ml Jaipur. Nice. So a lot of beer. At least it is Christmas time anyway, like you say. So you'll be able to enjoy lots of beer, I'm sure, over the next month or so. But glad to hear you've enjoyed the 500ml Jaipur and the advent calendar too. Hopefully only a few days if you can hold out to actually opening it day by day. And the same to anyone else who's ordered the advent calendars too. I know it's been a big undertaking for our social media team, our online shop team have been packing away all those boxes for yourselves. There was some social media that we were doing with little videos, if you saw it, of the team in there. But they've spent an awful long time. So I'm glad people are excited for the Advents turning up as well. And hopefully enjoying the Thornbridge too. So it leaves us one more big hitter in the box this month. It has been a great box. Of course, I'm very biased. I talk about the box, enjoy the box, and we come up with beers to go in it as well. But this one particularly, I think, has done really well. And so going in this beer, as today is Thanksgiving over in the US, this seems like a perfect beer to be pouring and talking about as well. So this one is pecan pie. So as you can see here, we've got the very, very dark Pardus series beer with that nice pecan pie addition as well in there too. So I'm a big fan typically of pecan pie. We eat them quite a lot here at home. Well, at least for special occasions such as Christmas, Thanksgiving, things like that as well. So just such a nice, fantastic treat. It's got that little bourbon-y anyway. It's got the nuts, of course. It's got that chocolate rounded and the nice kind of pastry and creamy caramel filling in pecan pie. So being able to bring that to the Pardus series was very excited when we talked about it, and being able to time it for November, time it for Thanksgiving when, typically as a North American staple, you'd see people tucking into this one. We try and get in different desserts and, we'll, of course, from classics like the creme brulee and other things as well. And you'll see more of the Pardus series into next year as well. Some good reviews there already. Tina, pecan pie is stunning. Thank you, Tina. And excited to try the Pardus as well. Mike and Lucy. So hopefully you enjoy the Pardus too. Like I say, it is a big hitter. We're coming in at 8% here. But that aroma, the flavor, that again we talked about a little with the Wildest Folly, almost velvety, and the lactose as well. And this adds it, kind of bumps it up a little bit as well too. So just nice, sweet, well-rounded. I mentioned that nuttiness. You start to get that underlying kind of coffee and chocolate from it as well. But for me, it's a beer that every time we bring out Pardus, it's just such a nice one to sit down and sip and really just kind of appreciate as almost that dessert as well that it comes to. So that's our sort of beers for this month. And of course, we have next month coming up as well. The collab for next month is going to be our Overtone beer. So we're going to do a big hazy IPA with those guys. We've got the Tap It, which I don't know if anyone tried before, our chocolate orange stout that we had. We got some Necessary Evil with Pedro Jimenez barrels. So we've got all sorts coming in next month too. So it's going to be very exciting. We will be hosting on the 15th for the next Thornbridge Beer Club tasting as well. For those of you, we've tried to make it a little earlier, of course, before the Christmas rush. I'll be on holiday as well, actually, the week after, going away for Christmas too. So I'm looking forward to catching up with everyone before the proper festive season kicks in. Steve asking, Tom, where's your tap room? We're in town in a couple of weeks. So if you've seen it, Tom, if you let Steve know, and then you'll be able to hopefully meet up there, have some beers as well. Tina, got your advent calendar today, not unboxed yet. Good. So well done for holding out. Still got a few days until the 1st, and I'm sure it is going to be a very nice selection. You've got a beer every day, as you'd imagine, 24 different ones. There's been a lot of planning, a lot of time goes into thinking and really within the production plan itself, trying to get all of those beers down together and getting everything ready to make sure that you get a different beer and an exciting one each time as well. So hopefully you enjoy that, and to everyone else who bought them too. Tom going back there, perfect. 5 minutes from the Colmore, Snow Hill, Birmingham. So anyone else who's in that area as well, there you go. There's another recommendation to be able to pop over to. And hopefully you'll be getting that back out and about. We've got a lot of tap rooms now as we seem to be getting towards that time of year between Russell and of course the one down at Double Barreled as well there. But otherwise, so I think that takes us through all the beers into next month as well. Charlotte, was there anything we were missing from talking about this week?
No, I can't think of anything.
No, it's
yeah, I think you've covered it all.
yeah, well, thank you, and thanks for looking after us again, Charlotte. And yeah, as always, if there's any questions that you've got, please just hit us up on social media, drop us an email, come out to the tap room and ask Russell in person as well. But yeah, you can find us across all the channels. Double Barreled, check out their new website once it's gone live. Maybe wait till next week, like you say, until the web shop's up there fully, but then getting that very tasty sounding collab on there as well. Tina's gonna repeat Instagram taster clips as well. Oh, nice. Yeah, that'd be good. It'd be very nice to be able to see people's reactions as they come out too. So enjoy the advent calendars and enjoy the Christmas period as well. Like I say, we'll be back already in a couple of weeks on the 15th. No, thank you for joining us, Lucy and Mike. That's very much appreciated. Steve's already got his Peakender tickets. Keep an eye out for those coming through. Black Friday, get your deals in there as well. But again, thank you all very much for joining us this evening, guys. It's been appreciated. Please do keep in touch. It's always nice to hear from you all on email and everywhere. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the World Cup. Enjoy the festive season, and we'll see you all soon. So cheers. Have a good night, guys.